This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 5, Lesson 1. In Module 5, we are going to explore volume and area of various 3D and 2D figures. In this lesson, we're going to start by counting centimeter cubes to match the pictures to determine the volume of the shape. By volume, we mean how many cubes it would take to completely fill a shape. So I have a couple of figures drawn here, and I need to figure out how many cubes are in each figure. And we need an explanation of how we came up with our number. So if I look at this first shape, I can see that there are 3 cubes that make up the base, and that there's 3 layers of 3 cubes. So I can say that the volume, or the number of cubes that make up the figure, would be 9 cubic units. So 1 cube would be considered a unit, and there are 9 of them that make up the shape. For the next picture, I'm looking at 2 sides of the shape. I can see here that there are 4 cubes that make up this part of the shape, and that would mean there's also 4 cubes that make up the other side, and then I have 1 more cube in the middle. So 4 plus 4 plus 1 equals 9. So this shape is also 9 cubic units. In the next shape, I can see that there are 6 cubes that make up the front half of the shape, 3 on the bottom and 3 above. That means there will also be 6 cubes that make up the back half of the shape. So altogether, there would be 12 cubic units that make up this figure. And in this shape, I can see that there are 5 cubes that make up the front part of the base. There are 5 more cubes on top. So the front half of the figure would be 10 cubes. The back half would also be 10 cubes. So 10 plus 10 means that there are 20 cubic units that make up this shape. In the next section, we're actually going to draw figures that have the required number of units. So the first one is asking for 7 cubic units, and I'm going to use the dot paper to help me draw. I'm going to start by showing 1 cube. You can see how the dots make it easy to draw the cubes here. And I'm going to continue down. Let's make it 4 layers here. So I've added 4 more layers to my original cube. That gave me 5 cubic units. I need 7, so that means I need to add 2 more cubes onto my figure, and I'm just going to add 2 more onto the back here. So you can see I have 5 cubes in front, 2 in back. That gives me my 7 cubic units. Over here, I'm going to draw 8 cubic units. I'll start by drawing 4. So there's my 4 units, and then I'm just going to copy that row right behind it. Since 4 plus 4 is 8, I know if I copy that row that I have 8 cubic units altogether. So these are just a couple of examples how you could draw these figures. There are many more answers that would meet these requirements. The next question says, Joyce says that the figure below, made of 1 centimeter cubes, has a volume of 5 cubic centimeters, and we are to explain her mistake. Well, if we look at the picture, you can see how she might have come up with 5 cubic centimeters, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes that we see. But this cube must be sitting on top of another cube. Logically thinking, it wouldn't be floating in midair, so there must be a cube under cube 3. That would give us a total of 6 cubes that make up the figure. And the second part of the question says, imagine that Joyce made the second layer of her structure identical to the first. What would its volume be? Meaning, if we picture this first layer, which is actually 5 cubes, be 1, 2, the cube that's under cube 3 would be a third cube, 4, 5. If I copied that layer for my second layer, that would give me another cube here, and another cube above 5, a cube above 2, and a cube above 1. And that would give me a total of 10 cubic units. Since the base is 5 units and we copied it on top, that base would logically be 10 units that make up the figure.